a biafra. But before that, I actually asked the team if they approve the document and also the Prime Minister himself. So it has been approved. And then, yeah, I'm a certified lawyer here, ma'am. And then also your next question is, I think the Madam Chair can answer to that. Like if you want to purchase now for a bedroom, like then you want to change it.
Can I answer that? Thank you so much, Jenny, for answering that. Okay, one of the questions was, if you pay now, will the property be built or be available next year? No. As we have said, we're selling this off plan. And once it's sold off plan, we have the money to do what we do. So part of what we do now is raising the money, but giving you is like me approaching you and saying, can you give us 20,000? But what we're doing now is to say that your 20,000 represent a studio plus. So if you give me 25,000, you get a studio. Now, everything with the urban development department have said we must have a training system. We must have a structured property. We must have a way of building house. Everything needs to be certified. We must lay that foundation so that we don't continue in the way we live at the moment within the Biafra land. So everything would need to be embedded before the properties are built. So when they are built, they will be comparable to a property in the Western world. But we cannot do that in the current state of Biafra. So when you pay, you get your certificate. We're selling this off by the grace of God. When Biafra comes, you will, once we've done everything we need to do, the properties will be built within a year or so, and your property will be available. Now, if you pay for one bedroom now, and then when Biafra comes, maybe 2 years, 3 years, whenever we're ready, and you now change your mind to buy a different property, then it depends on the value at that stage. But if today you want to buy both properties, you are welcome to that. So it all depends on when you decide to upgrade. If you're upgrading when Biafra has come and the 5 bedroom now costs $500,000, maybe that would be the price at that time. I don't know whether Dr. Ngozo wants to add to what I've explained. Yeah, Reverend, anybody can answer that.
I think you covered it, you know. It is sort of planned, and that question is if we pay today and Biafra does not come, and if Biafra comes tomorrow or next year and all that, but the processes that there have been highlighted, and it is something that once the payment is made, finally, like if you declare an interest right now and you put down the 50%, and then within 1 year you complete that, you get a final a title, like Jane has explained. And the protocols that Madam Chair has explained has to be accomplished before you take possession of these apartments. But it is all what we're doing to make sure that Biafra comes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We must continue. We go to the next person. Oganiro Biafra, unmute yourself, please. Oganiro Biafra, you have the mic.
Hello. My fellow Biafrans, good evening from here. My name is Oganiro Biafra. I've been listening to all the wonderful things that you have mentioned. And I would like to ask some few questions because it pertains to general concerns. And I'm also an engineer, practical and theory. So number one, you said that I believe that Biafra, as I've been following all over the years, is going to be Republican. Now, the land that is called this ebube, I want to ask. Ebube. So this place called, is it going to be in every state or in a particular state? Number one. Number two, how do you obtain this land? When Biafra comes, is there going to be a communal land or individual, just like as people owns land in the villages today, or all the land are going to belong to government? If all the land belongs to individual, how do you obtain this land to build this estate? Number three, and you said that when you are going to start building this, are you going to start building the roads, the drainages, and the kind of drainages, are you talking about gutter just like we have today, or are you going to build it to the standard of the international community like US? You can have a very big gutter, understand, that can be like a height of 1-story building underground, and all the main road, you cannot see water on the road. You just have a little hole where all those water connect. So, as you bring this, I could not zoom this picture actually to know the actual thing you are proposing, because I believe we have a lot of things to do on the ground. Number three, what kind of currency, now that we are now having a new phase of superpower that are coming on board, like the BRICS, are we how do you obtain this land to build this estate?
Okay, we have your question.
Drainages,
Yeah.
the drainages, how is it going to be built so that we will not have, like I'm from Enugu State precisely, we don't have all those, all what Imo State are experiencing, just like all those volcanic, erosion and so on. Understand?
All right, thank you so much.
Now,
We've heard your questions.
Number four, what is your plan about electricity? Are you thinking about we are only going to run our electricity only through gas? How about one our Prime Minister has proposed early before? He talked about waste energy before we can talk about nuclear energy. So now, with what you have said, it is different from what our Prime Minister have already said. So I want you please to address it properly. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We heard your question. I'll just address one or two of them, and then Reverend, the Urban and Housing Minister, will address the rest. As far as the kind of currency, I think you need to wait until there's a presentation for the currency. The PM should be able to answer that. Because this presentation is not about currency. The second one is everywhere. If you listen to the presentation, there's a replication of this ebube in all the 32 states in Biafra land. So that I believe answers the question on that. How do you obtain the land? When Biafra comes, and once we get home, I think the government has power over certain lands. Nobody is going to take anybody's land, but as a government, there is a very, very high area that the government can use to work on this, do this property, the GRA. The last question, Reverend, I want to address that. The roads. He asked a question about the roads, and then I know that the people that are doing this presentation, especially the urban and housing ministries, are professionals in their own field that do major constructions in different parts of both in diaspora and at home. But I will allow our Reverend to answer your question just on the roads. 2 minutes, please. Thank you.
On the roads, what I'm not understanding, but all I'm saying, to the roads, you have to clean the roads. Now, on new properties, on new subdivisions, we have to do underground drainage system. On the existing cities, we will begin to implement underground drainage system one area at a time until we get the whole city done. All the water that comes from the drainage system will go to a certain area which we talked about. We collect that water. If you look at the plan, the master plan that is on the computer, it shows you where some water are. That water is collected. It collects all the drainage system that comes to it. And then you can use that for drinking water by treating it by running through a system. Now, every trash you pick up from the old system and all the old cities that will convert into underground drainage, we take that to the incinerators. Incinerators will continue every year because we have trash every year. That's a source of energy, not just the gas. So these are the things that will go on in Biafra land. One more thing is every property that you buy, as soon as Biafra comes, the value will go up at least 30%. So it's an incentive for you to engage in purchasing of these properties or homes or apartments, whichever one you want to get. So I don't know if that answers your question. The drainage system will be taken care of underground. That will happen in all the cities as we go forward.
Thank you so much, Sonny. Go ahead, next person.
Yeah. Obuneme Chooks, unmute yourself, please.
Good evening, all. This is Obuneme Chooks. Sorry, it's not a question, but a kind of response to encourage us. Remember that whatever you are protecting, because it's under government supervision and management, there's something that usually goes with property that's handled by the government and CFO. You know, in the present context, we do land, for it takes to get CFO when you buy a property or land in an urban location. So buying directly from the government now, even at this point, we look through the traveling as we are getting probably the CFO is coming directly to this one aspect that when you consider what is the to make your purpose, to achieve your purpose. I want to add that the government, the after government already planned all these things. The people that is doing that engineers. Remember that whatever you are buying, it's at the period, the for rain. The land texture, everything, the topology, the air and breeze, whatever that has to do with the considered when you flow. Let's assure that all these things have been considered and in case that more than what you expect.
Yes, someone, Sonny, go ahead.
Thank you. Bridget iPad, unmute yourself.
The business team. I've been reading and also my video. That's why I couldn't talk when our daily chair was calling me, so I can hear everything that is going on. I really like the presentation. We are giving the that you can ever get now. This is mostly, we're doing it as a fundraising. Look at it, like we've been having fundraising every week, or other team has been having theirs. This is what we want to take. We really put into consideration because most of us are in this together. So we want to, especially our PM, we just want to say thank you to Biafra. This is what we do. So you can look forward. You know, it's almost like a payback from, you know, you're doing all this work, giving money, you know, whatever you're giving, we appreciate it. This is now to say, okay, you know, whatever you want to get, so you can have something legacy to go on. Then we can also get that money to help. Right now, we need all the money. You can see what the Biafra, you know, our Biafra army is doing. We need help. We need the money. That's the bottom line. And trust me, we have been working on this for months and months and months. And we live abroad. It's almost like, I remember when you know, it's almost like if you want to buy a new development, even in America, I live in America, you put a down payment, then they give you, then they start developing the place. So, and they give you, you know, the down payment, then they tell you, you know, what will happen. Then you go there, and then, you know, you don't get that house even in a year. So the developer will come, you know, get a place, and then you put down payment, and people are rushing. And you know, a lot of our people, we know these things, especially I live in America, so I know we have bought a house the same way, and then it takes us 2 years. Then after that, you know, it's really, what more? This is our mother tongue. So I'm begging, it's not like we're begging, but this, you know, if you have any questions, please ask us. So Madam Chair did such a good job. And you know, the development team, they are doing good. Most of us live abroad. We do not have any water, unless there's a hurricane. You know, we don't, you know, when the rain is falling, we don't even feel it. So, and that's what we want to do. I was looking at the YouTube the other day from, do you think people are falling? People are doing this, people are doing that. And I went to research on, you know, UAE. They were desert. Look at what they do. I remember when they were building all those things. Look at the sky high, you know, what they build. Now everybody's going there, buying house, doing this, doing that, and now rain is falling there now. Before it was the desert. And we're going to have a rainy season soon. Look at it. You know, when I look at some of our streets when we have a sit at home day, I'm sad and I cry. To be honest with you, we really, if we can all say yesterday and get this money tomorrow, our PM we will get the answer tomorrow. So please, don't think about anything. We are not here. We've been here, so we know we're not going to cheat anybody. And Jenny, we have interviewed Jenny. We have other people we interviewed before we hired Jenny. So it's not like Jenny just came, you know, we have other people that apply. So Jenny is a well-reputed lawyer. We've been working with her. She's so willing, she's so lovely. And after somebody, you know how she is, she works 24 hours a day. So this team has been really working. Madam Chair just did the best presentation. So this is my input. I am telling everybody, in fact, you've been donating, this is your reward. I am going to, even if I have to go borrow money, I will try to buy something. So please help, so that we can say yes. All the donation we have given, and this is so cheap now. Please. I mean, go to Enugu, I'm not in Enugu. My husband is from Enugu, so go to Enugu, you can get a land for 100,000 most of the places. I remember when I bought a land there, it was so cheap. Now it's 20 years ago. Now it's over 100,000 in Enugu. So what more is Biafra? So think about it and invest tomorrow. Even if you have to go get a loan on anything, they didn't have to mortgage the house, how would you do the same thing? Please, let's help GRA people. Because we can't be asking our PM. He can't do miracle. We need, look at how they're coming to invade on every time. We need grants. Thank you. God bless everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bridget. Sonny, the next person.
Nancy Victor Adin, unmute yourself, please. Nancy Victor, unmute, okay. Thank you very much. Just like Bridget, I've been muted centrally, so that's why I'm having difficulties. I want to respond to the question of power. A lot of work have been done on power, in which the Prime Minister have a compendium of reports written about it. And the power is the power we adopt in Biafra land. Whatever combination or whatever it is going to be, it's a policy decision which has to be made by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister Samuel Ekpa. And based on that, we will now develop what kind of power system we want. Now, going on to sanitation. The main reason why we have sanitation in our land is because people just carelessly dispose of waste. And somebody spoke earlier on about what our Prime Minister said about using waste energy. Those waste you find in your marketplaces, those waste you find in your streets, those waste you find in communal areas, we are going to convert them into power. So that will take care of the sanitation. And we have a health department within Biafra Republic government in exile that are working in sanitary making sanitary decisions all over the world, ensuring that countries all over the world are sanitized. They are part of our government and they are coming home to continue the good job they are doing abroad. Part incineration. Biafra is going to be part of the international community, and we will have our own quota of carbon emission into the atmosphere. And this is why I said, whatever method of energy production we have is going to be a policy decision made by our Prime Minister and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have abundance of gas. We have abundance of what it takes to give Biafra 24/7 electricity. We have abundance of what it takes to power our industries. But what is missing is sincerity of purpose. And this is why the situation is how it is now in the zoo. Epileptic, never supply. This is because there is no sincerity of purpose. Now you have a group which is coming in with sincerity of purpose. So please, if you can buy this idea, if you don't trust Master Simon Ekpa by now, if you don't trust our Prime Minister by now, I don't think you will trust any one of us. Because he scrutinized every single one of us to put us where he has put us. He knows what he's doing. Don't look at our face. Look at him. He will never disappoint you. And he has never disappointed you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sonny.
Thank you. Biafra chick. Biafra chick, don't kick me out. Let's go to Ulo Obonna. Ulo Obonna. Ulo, unmute yourself, please. Ulo Obonna, unmute yourself. Ulo Obonna, unmute yourself. Biafra chick, unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me? Hi, to biafra and the business team, thank you for the presentation. This is super exciting. So I have a couple of questions, or maybe three or four questions that I can always call or email for any questions that can be answered right now. So I was just wondering, these homes, right? Do we have the floor plans yet for each? And the reason why I ask is because once upon a time we bought, like a new development in Lagos, and it came with nothing in it, right? It was just walls. So cabinet, wardrobe, all that stuff we had to put in it. So do you guys, and that changed the price, right? Of basically how much we paid for the structure. So I'm just wondering what we're getting with these homes. Do we have that information now?
Yes, there are plans, but you have to determine exactly how you want it done. You do have plans to match what you did out of the package.
Okay, so say for example, I think like a 5-bedroom box home, and I think only the 5 bedrooms are the only ones that come in the box homes, right? Everything else is apartment?
Not just 5 bedrooms. We have 2-bedroom homes. We have 1-bedroom homes. We have the homes are separate from box homes are also close to apartments that are more than regular homes. So either way, whichever one is going to pick, we'll go.
Okay. Reverend, I think she was talking about specifically for the GRA.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just that. Because it is the box. Yeah.
Okay. So like in that scenario, right? When the house, I live in California, so just to kind of give some type of reference. So if I'm buying a new development here, right? All I'm bringing when I paid for the house is, I'm probably bringing my appliances, right? My cooker, my refrigerator, that type of stuff. But cabinets, closet, all that stuff is already built in. So I'm wondering if you guys have had those type of discussions. I'm just wondering how to budget for this, depending on what price point I jump in at. Does that make sense? What I'm asking?
That's the net fixtures that are put in there. The closets are there, the cabinets are there, the countertops are there, except for the freezer, refrigerator, and stove.
Awesome. Okay. And then my other question, have you guys talked about HOA? Are we going to have something like that? Just to keep everything standard, keep people from, painting their houses black?
The neighborhood can develop one if they want to, but they have to go through the system, federal system or state system to accomplish that. But in the city, yeah.
Okay. All right.
What it does for you is it protects your home. There's something working in certain neighborhoods. That's why we have zoning.
Okay, so it sounds like something like that won't be set up until, the home's actually built and people have purchased and moved in, probably from a board?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so my last question, and you guys probably won't be able to answer this question. Do we have an idea of when they will be ready?
Definitely is here already. We just need to begin to implement some of the things that we need to really actualize it.
Right. So we roughly are we talking 10 years? I mean, I understand the answer.
Maybe months. That's at the most, yes.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
That's even more exciting. Okay. Hey, that was it. I'm going to have other questions, but I'll call directly. But this is good. This is really exciting, by the way. Thank you so much for the presentation. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Right, thank you. Very quickly. Yeah, we just want, people have a question for the attorney, because, it's kind of midnight right now. So, so that, we can go, if there's nobody that has a specific question for the lawyer, we can let her go, and then, we should be able to round this up like in the next 10 minutes. So, let's go ahead, Sonny. Ulo, your hand has been up.
Sonny, I was trying to unmute. It wouldn't let me, but I succeeded now to unmute myself. I'm really sorry. I was, touching the mute button, but it would not unmute. So, but I'm here now. Sir, my question is regarding the road networks. You said we will build the road networks. I don't know, is the developer you were referring to building the road networks? I would assume that building standard roads, both in a neighborhood or in any area of Biafra, should be the responsibility of the Biafran government, not individual. Because, and also based on the prices being charged for these properties, I don't know how much of this will even build a road and then also build houses of international standards. So I wanted to clarify who's going to be responsible for the provision of the infrastructure as far as road and water is concerned. When you say we, does it mean you, the developer, or the Biafran government? That's my number one question. And my number two question is, the last speaker just mentioned one of the things I was going to ask. He asked it, is the square footage. So, for example, this is going to be 900 square feet, maybe not the floor. Each individual, you can have here houses that entire house will be about 900 square feet. House could be 1,200. Do you know the square footage is gonna?
Okay, which is responsibility on the development of the neighborhoods and roads. We are